Vinicius Jr. just made one of the biggest decisions of his career, and if you're an Arsenal fan, you need to hear this until the end. For weeks, Arsenal had been quietly monitoring one of the biggest names in world football, Vinicius Jr. The Real Madrid superstar had become one of the most dangerous attackers on the planet. His speed, dribbling, and ability to destroy defenders made him exactly the type of player Arsenal wanted. At first, the idea seemed almost impossible. Why would Vinicius leave Real Madrid? He had won the biggest trophies in Europe, played in the biggest games, and become one of the faces of the club. But then something changed. Vinicius had entered the final year of his contract, while negotiations over a new deal continued to drag on. And Arsenal were watching. The Gunners wanted to take another huge step forward. Mikel Arteta wanted more firepower, more unpredictability, and a player who could change a game with one moment of magic. And few players fit that description better than Vinicius. So Arsenal started exploring the possibility. Imagine it, Bukayo Saka on one wing, Vinicius Jr. on the other, and Mikel Arteta controlling the attack. Defenders would have nowhere to hide. But there was one massive problem: Real Madrid. The Spanish giants had no intention of simply giving up one of their best players. And Vinicius still had a decision to make: stay in Madrid and continue his story at one of the biggest clubs in the world, or take the risk and start a completely new chapter in London. Arsenal were prepared to go all in. They had the money, the ambition, Champions League football, a Premier League title, and Mikel Arteta. But Real Madrid had something Arsenal couldn't buy: history, legacy, the Santiago Bernabeu, and a place among the biggest players in the club's history. Then came the biggest question. It wasn't, can Arsenal afford Vinicius? It was, does Vinicius actually want Arsenal? Because if the answer was yes, everything could change. Imagine Vinicius sitting down with his representatives. One side is Madrid, the other is Arsenal. One option means staying where he already knows everything. The other means moving to England and becoming the face of Arsenal's next era. And then, the decision is made. Vinicius Jr. chooses Arsenal. The news explodes across social media. Arsenal fans can't believe it. Real Madrid fans are furious. And suddenly, one of the most dangerous attackers in football is wearing red and white. Vinicius Jr., Arsenal. The Emirates goes crazy. But what would this actually mean? Because signing Vinicius wouldn't just be about adding another player. It could completely change the balance of the Premier League. Imagine Arsenal attacking with Saka on one side and Vinicius on the other. Leave Saka one-on-one, and he can destroy you. Leave Vinicius one-on-one, he can destroy you. And if Arsenal's midfield controls the game, every defense in England could be in serious trouble. There's one final twist. If Vinicius really did leave Real Madrid, it wouldn't just be one of Arsenal's biggest transfers ever. Could be one of the biggest statements the Premier League has seen in years. Because Arsenal wouldn't be saying, we want to compete. They'd be saying, we want to dominate. Player who once looked impossible to sign suddenly became a realistic target. The contract situation opened the door. Arsenal stepped through it. Real Madrid tried to close it, and Vinicius was left with the biggest decision of his career: stay in Madrid or become the superstar of Arsenal's next generation. And if the day ever comes when Vinicius Jr. walks onto the Emirates pitch wearing the Arsenal shirt, remember this moment, because it wouldn't just be a transfer, it would be the beginning of something completely different.